Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am David, Anthony David Hawes, and you are light. The objective of this short video is to teach you how to make a palm cross. We're moving into Easter, or whenever you want to make a palm cross. The objective is for you to make a palm cross like that. So, first thing you need palms, and here's the end of a palm. So I'm going to show you, the objective here is to empower you from beginning to end to be able to make a palm cross. Anywhere, anytime, anyhow. So the first thing you need is the palm. There it is there. And the first piece of equipment that you need is a sear tools. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to cut off the leaves. Now that sear tools is not that sharp, and these leaves are actually quite small, so I'm going to just use my second piece of equipment, which is a scissors. So all you need to do is you just see how I'm just cutting the leaves off the palm like that. Now this method is scalable, meaning you can make tens or you can make hundreds of palm crosses, depending on how many leaves you have and how many people you have, because the objective here is for me to teach you how to do this. That's the objective. And here we go. So once you've cut them off there, you got the leaf like that. Take the end, trim it square, go to the other end. You see how it's ratty on the end there like that? You just trim it square. We're ready to rock and roll. So here we go. You then take each leaf. Sometimes you might, depending on when it's joined together like that. See, it's joined together like that. You may just need to separate it. That's all. So I'll cut two here. That one square there. We cut that one square at the end there. So literally that's what you end up with. You end up with, see, I don't want to use that piece because that end piece is a bit ratty, so I'll use another one. I'll use this first one. So here we go. Here's the start of how you make a palm cross. In your left hand, you take the upright or the vertical. In your right hand, you take the horizontal or the cross beam. That left hand is on the bottom, and you put that over you cross it like that. You see that? You can't see it because the camera's that side. But literally what you're doing is, that's on the bottom, and you put that over the top. So it's at 90 degrees like that. Then you hold it like that with your left hand. Then you take this and you fold this piece around there. You see how it ends up looking that way? Then you fold it again, and you end up exactly like it looked in the beginning, an L. Then you change hands and you fold the upright up once and down. And you end up literally with, you see what you've got? You've got exactly the same thing. When I go out, you've got exactly the same thing, an L with a wrap once and twice going back there. The upright once and twice. There you go. Then you take your upright and you take it round the back and you put it through the front pocket. Through the front pocket. And I'll show you what it looks like in the camera. There you go. You see what I've done? Can you see there? There's the piece that I put through. You see the loop, how it looks? There's the loop. There's the piece I've tucked through the lip or the pocket or whatever you want to call it here I turn it back around. I then take this guy that I put through and I tighten it. And I pull it all the way through. Okay? Now you might need to just trim that depending on your leaves. There you have it. That's exactly what when you've done that, that's the hardest part of the cross. Once you get that, you see it's solid, it's not falling apart. Then what you do is you take your upright and you tuck it in the back through the pocket again. And what we're doing is we're making the upright, the bit above. And you just look at that. You see what I've done? I've just tucked it through, and there's the upright. So I just want a little bit more. Why? Because I'm going to fold this back. Look, I'm going to fold this back on itself and tuck it back into the pocket. So it means that top piece is a double piece tucked into the pocket again. And it's wanting to not listen to me here. So there I'm tucking it back in. And it's getting creative with itself. I'm tuck it back in there. And that's what it looks like. You see I've tucked it in there. Can you see it with the camera? I've taken it up, rounded back, and tucked it back into the pocket. That's the upright. Then what I do is I just flatten that there. That's your upright made. Now you take your cross beam and you see in the front there's a pocket. You can see the little pocket there. There we've got the pocket. So what I do is I take it and I tuck the cross beam into that pocket. And that's what it looks like. You see there? You can see what it looks like. There's its loop. There it is in the pocket. There it comes out, and I just pull it like that. I'm just doing that. Now what you do is you want to measure it by eyeball, because we're going to take this piece here and we're going to tuck it back into the pocket there. So each section is double and tucked into the pocket. I don't know if the pocket's the right word, but that's what I use for it. So we do that. We tuck it in. Does that look square? Just a little bit more through there. A little bit there. So you see how it looks like that, each side? That's the original side. That's the side that you've taken back and tucked into the pocket. And then you just flatten it like that. And there's your completed cross. Now, when you get to that point, there's two more very important things for you to do. Firstly, you do your happy dance, whatever your happy dance is, to say, I've done it. And then secondly, you kiss it and say, made with love. And that's it. Done. Short, sweet, and super simple. And I will leave you with this. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and remember, you are light.